Good afternoon, I'm Jeff. I'm a Sewer Tech Northwest. Today we're at property address 16979 Northwest Madrone Street here in Portland. We're located at the front of the home, just beyond the front porch area here. We have a 4-inch ABS cleanout as our point of access. I'm going to insert the camera and check the overall condition and serviceability of the sanitary sewer line. And we are just in front of the front door area here, right beyond the concrete patio. We do have water running. I'm going to zero out the camera counter right here, and I'll refer to this spot as the point of access. Here we go. And here at 60 feet, transitions over to 4-inch PVC pipe. Everything's looking and flowing well so far. We did just go through a stretch of the line there with standing water. The water level was up over the top of the camera head, so with the water running there was at least about 1.5 inches of water there. We'll see what it looks like when it's all drained out. And here at 113 feet, we have reached the main lateral. It looks like it goes down a little private drive here to the main street. I'm going to turn the water off here for a moment. The tricky part in this situation is the house is brand spanking new and has had almost no activity down the sewer line. So in this situation, it's really tough to see what that standing water, or how much that standing water is going to affect the line, because every line is different, and you could have this same belly in a line that's 40 feet long, and it's not going to affect the flow as much. But because it's 110 feet long, the water velocity coming from a toilet flush is going to slow down a lot more by the time it hits the end than it would on a shorter line. So it's very difficult to determine how much that belly will affect the flow and how well the debris can clear the sewer without building up. And that is the concern with bellies, is there's so much resistance to debris like toilet paper and stuff coming down the line that it just hits that and comes to a stop. And then you can get debris building up in those areas. Alrighty, the line is all drained out at this point. I'm going to go ahead and start rolling back the camera. I'm going to stop at the end of the belly in the line, and I'll go ahead and locate that and get it marked. And I will mark either end of the belly with a white X. I'll mention the depth and location of that here in just a moment. I'm going to reel back through this belly here real quick and see what it looks like with the water drained out. Now it looks like at the worst point here in the belly, there's about an inch of standing water. But my concern here again is all bellies do not affect every single line the same way. Because this line is so long, again, when you flush a toilet, that water is going to obviously continue to slow down as it moves further and further out, at least somewhat. And then when it hits the belly here, it's going to slow down even that much more. Versus a line that was much shorter, that water is going to move a little bit quicker through the line because it doesn't have to travel quite as far. So I'm going to go ahead and map this out real quick. It looks like the belly here is at 94 feet, or this is where it ends. I'm going to reel it back here to the beginning of the belly and try and relocate. And I was unable to pick up a strong signal there at the end. And a line this long could be quite deep by the time you get all the way out to that distance. That may have something to do with difficulty picking up the camera head. It looks like it's about a just over 20 foot long belly. It starts here at 72 feet. I'm going to try and relocate here. Well, I'm not sure if it's due to underground power or something. There is a PGE power box, it looks like, right here next to where the cleanout's at. If there's underground power right next to the sewer line, that could be throwing off the locating signal hugely. My locator is making a very odd sound, and that will make sense if you use locators. It's just the signal is just bouncing all over the place, like it's picking up signals all over. And I just tried relocating here at 44 feet, still having the same problem walking up and down the driveway here. So unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to locate that part of the line. It will require some separate locates to be done in order to find it. But I do recommend, because we're not able to see what kind of debris buildup is there, it's just difficult to know how that's going to affect the line. But whenever there is a belly, I always recommend correcting the slope and grade so the line does drain out properly and doesn't cause debris to build up in the sewer line, which can lead to blockages. That is the concern. Apart from the belly, though, the rest of the line is in good shape. But it would appear at this time that there is adequate flow to the main lateral. It's just it's really hard to say without being able to know what it looks like with debris gone down the line for a given period of time to know how that's going to affect the flow. Maybe may have to check back in time to see what it looks like. But